Hello, pembelajar online whom I love wherever you are. So today we will talk and discuss about human resource accounting and reporting. But before that, please subscribe, like, share and also comment my YouTube channels. My name is Dadang Prasetyo Jatmiko. I'm a PhD graduate from Cardiff Metropolitan University in the UK, and I'm also an expert in financial area. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this moment. Gentlemen, today we will talk about human resource accounting or HRA. It has attracted a considerable amount of interest in a comparatively short time. Although many works on behavioral and organization aspects of accounting have been conducted, but research, writing, enthusiasm, as well as criticism and disappointment have greatly flourished in HRA area. Business enterprises often or rightly proclaim that the labor force or human resources is their most important asset, while at the same time they fail to recognize it in managerial planning, decision making, and in published annual reports. HRA attempts, in most cases, have been directed to an internal management control perspective. However, the external decision makers then for the company management. The process chapters focuses on human resource accounting in all its aspects: valuation, usefulness, technique, and related issues. So then we go to the concept of human resource accounting. Human resource accounting is the process of measuring and reporting the human resources of an organization. It is the process of providing information about individuals and group of individuals within an organization, decision makers both inside and outside of the organization. The American Accounting Association Committees of Human Resource Accounting defines HRA as the process of identifying and measuring data about human resources and communicating this information to interest parties. According to Mr. Holtz, human resource accounting may be defined as the measurement and reporting of the cost and value of people as organization resources. It involves accounting for investment in people and their replacement cost. It also involves accounting for the economic value of people to an organization. In a more limited context and more consistent conventional accounting practice, HRA implies human resource as asset determines invested cost and related cost expressions, and in some cases, estimated economic value of the human resources in the organization. Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Landrix have listed the following assumptions which underlie HRA. First, human resource provides benefits to an organization in fashion similar to manner in which financial and physical resources provides benefits. Second, The benefits associated with both conventional assets and human resources have value to the organization because the benefit contributes in some way to the accomplishment of the organization goals. Third, the acquisition of human resources typically involve an economic cost, and the benefit associated with some resources can reasonably be expected to contribute the economic effectiveness. It follows, therefore, that these benefits are essentially economic in nature and are subject to measurement in financial terms. Fourth, since the usual accounting definition of an asset involves the right to receive economic benefit in the future, human resources are approximately classified as accounting asset. Fifth, it is theoretically possible to identify and measure human resource cost and benefit within an organization. And six, information with respect to human resource cost and benefit should be useful in the process of planning, controlling, evaluating, and predicting organization performance. Then we go to the method of accounting for human resources. There are two methods of accounting for human resources. First, human resource cost accounting or HRCA. For example, cost-based human resource accounting. Second, human resource value accounting or HRVA. For example, value-based human resources accounting. Then we go to human resource cost accounting in details. HRCA may be defined as the measurement and reporting of the cost incurred to acquire, develop, and replace human resources. Generally speaking, first historical cost and second replacement costs are recognized in human resource cost accounting model. Then second, historical cost or acquisition cost of human resources. This model, known as the historical cost model, focuses upon the amount of expense incurred during the defined period on formal training and orientation, familiarization, and on-the-job training and formal development and experience. This is the amount of the additional investment in the acquisition and development of human resources. Acquisition cost involves cost on recruiting, selecting, and hiring people to meet an organization's present and future human resource needs. This cost refers to the sacrifice that must be incurred to acquire a new employee. Development cost refers to the sacrifice cost that must be incurred to train a person either to provide the level of performance normally expected from an individual in a given position or to enhance the individual technical, administrative, or interpersonal skill. Development costs include these components: orientation, of the job training, and on-the-job training. These three components generally include costs such as salaries, tuition, materials, travel, and consulting fees. Orientation costs are costs that are associated with formal orientation of employees. The orientation makes employees familiar with personnel policies, company's product, facilities, and so on. Orientation costs are generally mixed or salaries and materials, and the orientation costs are generally a mixture of salaries and material. The salaries are for both of trainers and trainee. Material may include brochure describing firms' policies, histories, and etc. Of the job training costs are incurred in form training not directly connected with actual job performance. Formal training programs may be advanced technical training or managerial development programs. Of the job trainings, costs may include salaries, tuitions, meal, training, facilities cost, consulting fees, and materials. Then salaries include cost of training as well as trainee. On the job training, cost of incurred training and individual on the job itself rather than informal training program on the job training is used not only for production worker but also for professionals such as accountants, engineers, management trainees. The costs associated with an on-the-job training includes labor and material costs. Then we discuss about accounting and historical cost. Historical costs of human resources are treated in the same way as an expenditure on fixed assets such as building, plant, and machinery. Upon capitalization, the amount of investment in human resource will appear asset on an enterprise balance sheet and be written off over the expected employee life of the particular group of human resource employed in the enterprise. This accounting process involves recording to investment in the main resource through a capitalization process, recording of routine or periodically expiration of such capitalized items such as suitable amortization procedures, recording of losses on account of special expiration which may result from obsolescence of investment in certain skill or knowledge capabilities or the turnover of personnel and reporting or communicating to interest parties of dynamic on condition of human resource in terms of investment therein. The determination of suitable amortization procedures to recognize aspirations in human resources is difficult and highly involved. Human resource investment are a highly varied natures with different periods of long-term benefit. Further, uncertainty of voluntary employment tenure, physically and mental health condition of employments, and even mortally add to the complication of decision upon approximate amortization practice. Ideally, expiration of human resource investment should be determined of association with those periods during which the benefit of the investment and experienced by the entity. As example, cost of recruiting should be amortized over a period of time, which is the best estimate of the remaining time that the individual will remain actively in the employment of the company. Training costs should be amortized over a period which is the best estimate in the time during which the benefit for such training will be enjoyed by the firm. Special training to develop a skill which will be utilized for a short time period should be amortized rapidly. General executive training, on the other hand, may be amortized over the estimated remaining tenure of the recipient with the company. Amortization time period should never extend beyond the date of the recipient tenure with the organization. The amortization practice adopted by a firm should be periodically reviewed and updated. If need arises, a periodic assessment of human resources and position occupied should be made to identify significant physical health changes in individual that may justify write-off or changes in amortization policy. Changes in job requirements or changes in policy position held by certain individual that may obsolete the unamortized portion of some human resources input, thus called the write-offs, transfer of individual among departments that may require a regrouping of asset balance for segment accounting, and resignation of layoff that should be recorded as losses in the amount of the amortized balance. This periodic review should ordinarily be made by the personnel department with assistance from line managers and supervisors. As stated earlier, historical cost balanced HRA will provide asset balance or book value figures for amortized investment in human resource to appear on a business balance sheet. They will also provide expense figure for profit and loss account for regular amortization, obsolete input, health deteriorate, voluntary resignation, layoff, and other identified causes. So that all thing that I can send and also summarize to you. I hope this will be beneficiary for you and we'll meet again soonest. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.